Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Cinema Music Box. I know it's been forever, but whatever. Anyways, today I have some of my favorite. Well, since summer's coming up, I kind of wanted to share some of my favorite summer albums. To listen to maybe with your friends outside, barbecuing, uh, by the pool, whatever. Anyways, I'm gonna start off with some. When I think of summertime, I think of like some pop punk music, and one of my favorites is the Mark, Tom, and Travis show by Blink 182. Now, this is awesome because it's live, and then, it has all the, if you listen to it before, it has jokes in there also, which is how like their live shows usually are. They have jokes and all that kind of stuff. And this one feature was Satan on there, so it's pretty funny. And then most of the songs are from Enema of the State and Dude Ranch, most of that kind of stuff. And then it has like the new track, Man Overboard, which is not live. It's actually just like an actual studio recording of it. But it's a cool album. Hang out with your friends, listen outside, and it's upbeat plus the jokes. It makes it awesome. This is one of my picks. Another, sticking with the pop punk theme, another one of my favorites is FENIX TX. Like their first album, self-titled. Now this one, it's similar to Blink, I guess, but they have their own style also. It's songs about skateboarding and getting dumped. but it's also a great album. It's upbeat. You could jam to it. All the songs are great. Like on this album. But few standout ones are Jolly Green Dumbass, All My Fault, and Jean Claude Trans Am is one of my favorites also. Yeah, but this album, it's pretty awesome. You haven't checked it out yet. It's pop punk, summer pop punk. It goes together. Yeah, there's another one of our picks. My pick, and then another album. When I think of summer, also is like alternative. That kind of stuff. Early 2000s. Like late 90s. I think this band. When I think of summer, automatically think this band, and that's Sugar Ray. And if you listen to Sugar Ray, I would say it's like alternative rock. Some of their songs are a little bit heavy too. I mean, well, not heavy, but you know, it it's mixed. It has like songs like Someday and you know Every Morning. Which is like the classics. But the whole album is pretty great. Like Hang Out by the Pool, which shows in the cover. The cover just shows summer, you know, and the whole album is pretty awesome. If you check this one out, 1459, by Sugar Ray. If you haven't yet, check it out. Another one, when I think of summer, because a lot of times, when I put this album on, it's on my CD player for a few weeks, because it's one of those albums that you can listen to over and over, and like you never get bored of it. Which most of these are. But one of these is like a standout one, and that's Toro y Moi. What if? I mean, what for? I mean, but is it Toro y Moi or Toro y Moi? I don't know. I never figured it out. But anyways, this album is awesome. This is probably my favorite album from them, from him. Um, I listened to the album from start to finish, like nonstop, on repeat. All their songs are good on this album. It's like funky, alternative, um, chill. Like I said, funky again. But yeah, his album is awesome. Alternative, funky. The lyrics are awesome. Yeah, it's definitely one for you to check out, to your playlist, like on Spotify. Is it on there? I don't know. Without the CD, but anyways, check this one out. It's awesome. And then, last but not least, this one is it's a little bit different. Well, I wouldn't say different, but we're sticking to that rock theme, alternative, and this is the JONESTOWN MASSACRE, which is like the latest album. This one is awesome. I mean, from start to finish is awesome. The first song, "Drain," which is the first song on the album, it just makes like your head bop, and you just enjoy this album straight through. And it also has like the chill jams as well. It's not always upbeat, but it still matches with the summer theme. At least for me, I usually put this on when I'm barbecuing outside and hanging out. I put this on repeat outside. Like I said, it starts off strong with "Drained." If that song doesn't make you bop your head, then I don't know what will. But anyways, it's a great album. If you haven't checked it out yet, I think it should be on Spotify. If not, then just support the band and go buy the album. But it is another great album. But those are some of my top five. Well, not, I wouldn't say top five, but those are five of my favorite summer albums. Hopefully, I'll be able to share more with you guys. But if you haven't, checked any of those albums out, go check them out on Spotify, which I guess they should all be on there. I haven't really checked. But anyways, hope you guys enjoy the summer and check out the bands. And hopefully I'll upload another video soon with a few more suggestions. Thanks for watching.